About 40 years.
You've been owning cars for 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh gosh, actually 50 years.
How many cars? How many cars have you owned, you think?
I've had over 40 cars. These are pleasure cars, not trucks.
Pleasure cars,
like
not
that.
work stuff,
No,
right?
Sports cars, all
Alright,
kinds of cars.
cool. Have you ever built a car before, Norm?
Never have. No, we've restored several trucks and cars, but never actually built a car before.
Well, when you can and put them all back together,
That's true.
you know, what do they say? It takes 5,000 nuts and bolts to hold a vehicle together, but only one nut to scatter it across the garage.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
What do you think of this car? The
Well,
Factory 5 Kit GTM.
Well, this is probably one of the finest cars. I know the end product will be, and judging by what we've received with all of the parts, the complete. I mean, it is the most complete kit I've ever seen, and everybody's happy. It's
So good customer service over there.
the best I've ever had.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to get back to the point you just made about how complete the kit was. Even with that being said, there's a substantial amount of things that you can upgrade, right? I mean, we're not using very many donor pieces per se off of a used car. So
You're not locked into building it specifically. They give you latitude. Factory 5, when they designed this car, gave you latitude to make changes, whether you consider them upgrades or not, which they would be. Why would you change them if they weren't? You're entirely able to do that. Pretty easy.
So that's part of the reason why you chose this car over some other company's kit.
I've looked at other kits and
You
designed.
own another kit car, don't you?
Oh yeah, I helped the guy actually build this a Cobra 427 SC, and it's a good car, but it really doesn't. I won't mention the name of the builder, the factory, but it doesn't compare with this Factory 5 completeness.
I think one of the coolest things about this car is how precise some of these components are, like the laser cut aluminum pieces. When you put them next to another piece, they are dead on, not kind of on, but they're dead on, one piece to the next. So I think that says a lot about how they make those cars.
Yeah. And I mean, although there is some fabrication necessary when you build this car, or any kit car.
Well, if you're making customizations, but it's possible to build this car without fabrication.
You can, but every builder, every guy that's gonna build a car is gonna see, well, gee, you know, I'd like it better this way for me, it's my personal car. I'm building this car for me. So it's easy to make those changes, and you don't have to live with somebody else's design if you don't like it. But on the other hand, most of this is pretty well thought out. Not many changes necessary. I think one of the advantages of dealing with Factory 5 is there's a forum, of course, the Factory FFR, Factory 5 forum, and a lot of information, a wealth of information is available from car builders, from guys like Johnny and I here who are building a car, who have already done it, and they've run into different things, different problems that they perceived as problems, and we may too. And the bottom line is they've already solved some of the problems that we're probably going to run into, and they have, and we've taken some information and used it.
Kind of like what you're doing now, putting
Right.
Dynamat on before paint and before attaching it to the car so you don't have to fight it inside the chassis.
Exactly. So,
Much easier to get yourself to final assembly and do all clean work.
yeah, so I mean, we're not the last word in building this car, but hopefully,
Just what made sense to us.
yeah, we can put these videos out and it'll help somebody who's going to be building it or even thinking about building it, what they're in for. It's you know, it's not for everybody, but
It's a good amount of work.
yeah, but it's well worth it, I think, and we'll let you know when we finish it, but so far it's been fun.
And yeah, it's a good target. All right, I think we've shown them just about everything with the car, but we'll give a brief view of the plan. We have the Kooks exhaust for the car. We have the Willwood brakes that we've already discussed. Complete Willwood system. We're using tons of this stuff and more. We have that cool LS motor that we've shown you before with its cool intake. Let's see. Lots of carbon fiber we've already shown you. All new Corvette stuff. The only thing that's not here now is fair. He said 4 months, and that's about how long it's been. So we're expecting that to show up any day. I'd like to also note that the man who puts this stuff out could be the last word. V-Raptor Motorsports?
Yes, V-Raptor Sports, and the man's name is Shane.
Shane at V-Raptor.
You can depend
He
on
has
Shane.
cool stuff. We showed you his hatch prop fix last week and those cool side louvers. Are you having fun building this car?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, having a good time?
Bundles of fun. It's a joy.
Awesome. I'm having a pretty good time too. How much sanding did you think there'd be in building a brand new car?
How much what? I'm sorry.
Sanding. How much
Sanding.
sanding would you say
Wow.
you've done since you met me? How much sanding have you done since you met me?
Get a lot of good paper mask or even better mask, because you're going to need it with all the sanding you're going to do. It's sanding and sanding and sanding. And then there's more sanding. whether
Or
it's-
you can send it out to the body guy.
Well, yeah, you can do that. That just costs
Just
a lot
less
more
fun.
money.
Tell everybody on YouTube thanks.
Oh, I want to thank everybody on Johnny and mine, I'm Nora, of course, behalf. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it.